Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Big news, big moments and big things have happened today in football, and most notably, as you can see behind me, Liverpool are out of the Champions League after being knocked out by Paris Saint-Germain on penalties. And you have to say, over the course of the two legs, it was deserved from PSG, and ultimately they got their rewards of persistence in both the first leg and the second leg. But guys, before we get into the game, before we talk about this, I'm obviously not in the mood, but that's fine. Football does that to you sometimes. You have highs and this is a low. It's normal, it's life, it happens in everything. If you're new here, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. If you like to see me cry, like to see me upset, then I'm sure this video will get loads of likes. So do your worst and leave comments in below as well. But guys, Liverpool out of the UEFA Champions League, and like I said before, you have to be honest with ourselves. You have to be honest as well. We watch the sport. We watch the game, the beautiful game that we all love, and we have to identify it for what it is. And it's that Liverpool was simply not good enough in the 100 and whatever minutes was played, 120 minutes, 2 games, extra time. It was 180 minutes, sorry, and then you had the extra time as well. It was just not good enough. And ultimately, when you're not good enough in games, you always will eventually get caught out. And obviously, getting a win away at PSG was obviously very, very good for Liverpool, but they were not deserving of that. I think Arne Slot also confirmed that in his post-match after this game, and the post-match, after the first leg. And he did say that Liverpool were quite fortunate to leave PSG with a win, and I think he was right. But even so, I thought, you know what, we got the win at Paris Saint-Germain. Liverpool were able to get through the kind of the PSG train at the Parc des Princes, taken back to Anfield next Tuesday and get the job done. Already 1-0 up, but unfortunately Liverpool conceded quite early on with Ousmane Dembele. Very, very well worked goal from Paris Saint-Germain. He did well to get past Ibou Konaté, and Liverpool were just not able to find the back of net. They hit the post with Kwanzaa quite a few times in the match as well. They had a goal disallowed by Szoboszlai, chance after chance. Donnarumma had a really, really good game, I have to say. His general play was quite impressive. But PSG had their own chances. A couple of saves from Alisson. Desiree Doué had a few chances as well. Kvaratskhelia was very, very dangerous. Ousmane Dembele as well. And over the course of the two legs, Paris Saint-Germain created over 5 XG, and Liverpool created just under 2. So you can see by that alone, the chances they created, the shots they had on goal, and ultimately the way they played was deserving of the victory that they got. And obviously on penalty shootout, you always kind of want to back your team. And, I've seen Liverpool win penalty shootouts quite regularly. We won 2 finals on penalties against Chelsea. We beat Leicester here a couple of years ago on penalties in the Carabao Cup. So I've seen Liverpool win quite a few penalties. Obviously, we've had the heights of the AC Milan game in the Champions League final of 2005. There's been some great penalty shootouts that Liverpool have been involved in. Unfortunately, today was one of those that went against Liverpool. But again, that's football. And I don't want to be too overly critical of any player, because I think they just, as a whole team, collectively, I don't think anybody was, standing out. You can point at individuals, but I don't think that's very, very fair, because it's a team sport. And Liverpool were not great as a team over both legs. And unfortunately, when you're not good against the best sides, you get punished. And you know what? Credit to Paris Saint-Germain. Very, very good side. Elite side. I don't think I've ever watched Liverpool over 2 legs be dominated like that. And obviously there were spells where Liverpool were quite impressive tonight. Obviously they're at home. But over the 2 legs, the 2 games, I've not seen a team put Liverpool to the sword like that under Klopp, under any manager. Rodgers, we were in the Champions League, Dalglish and Bro Hodgson, you can go on. But Benitez, I've not seen it happen to Liverpool in a very, very long time, I should rather say. Especially since I started watching the sport. And it's not like we bombarded Paris Saint-Germain's, goal with shots and chances. PSG had their own, and it was very, very reminiscent of, I don't want to say the first leg, because Liverpool a lot better than the first leg, but there weren't like clear cuts for Liverpool in the game. There was a few chances where Liverpool should have taken shots with Diaz, and Nunez was actually onside, and he left the ball for Diaz, and it went out. The ball went out. but you have to generally talk about the performances. It just wasn't good enough, and you saw at the end. If I don't know if you watched it, Mo Salah was in tears, and it doesn't look very promising because I think that's his hopes of a historic season in the Premier League gone for winning the Ballon d'Or. And obviously, if you don't get far in the Champions League, you're not going to win the Ballon d'Or, unfortunately. And that's how the cookie crumbles in Europe. And Liverpool's wait for the seventh Champions League will go on for another season. And I'm sure, there will be a lot more positives to come this season. This is a halt in the road of what's been a glorious first season in English football for Arne Slot, and been a brilliant season for Liverpool overall, with the Premier League title wrapped up, and they've got a big game against Newcastle on Sunday in the Carabao Cup final. And obviously, I'm distraught to go out of Europe because Champions League is probably my favorite competition to watch in terms of entertainment and drama. And Liverpool have been so successful in this competition over the years. I've seen some great wins over Barcelona, PSG, Napoli, Real Madrid this season, Leverkusen, Bayern Munich. I've seen us beat so many different teams, and unfortunately, Paris Saint-Germain just were for far better. And you look at their team, and they're building something very special. Then they've got a really good coach that's going to take that young team forward. The likes of João Neves, Vitinha, Desiree Doué, Dembele's having a wonderful season as well. Barcola, Kvaratskhelia added to that. João Neves, I think I mentioned him before as well. They've got a really good team, and you do not want to be playing Paris Saint-Germain in this competition because they are going to be a serious problem for anybody they come across. They knocked out Manchester City. And I think they're strong favourites to win this competition. Liverpool obviously out of the Champions League, and like I said before, their wait for a European Cup will go on for another season. I think over the last couple of years, there's been a lot of disappointment in Europe for Liverpool, especially the 5-2 loss to Real Madrid at Anfield, the defeat to Atalanta last season in the Europa League. Europa League was quite, damaging, and that's kind of where the whole season fell apart. You saw the loss to Palace and the draws to United, etc., all happened in that period of time, and that was in April. So, you know what, Liverpool have the title wrapped up. I think they know that, and it's just unfortunate. And I'm a very bad loser. I don't like losing. I don't like the feeling of seeing your team lose, especially when you haven't felt it for such a long time. I think this is Liverpool's first defeat in Europe. The PSV game for me doesn't really count because I'm like a meaningful defeat since probably last year. So it's kind of a newer feeling that I've not felt for a while. But you know what, PSG were brilliant and thoroughly deserving of the victory. And like I said, I think they're also very strong favourites to go and win the entire competition. And credit has to go to Luis Enrique and his players who set out saying that they're going to come to Anfield and win, even after they'd lost the first leg, and they did. And when you walk the walk and you talk the talk, when you talk the talk and you walk the walk, it's signs of a good team. But what more can I say? There are things there were positives in the game that I did really like. I thought the patterns of play at times were really impressive, and it was much more positive than what it was from the weekend. I thought the second half was better from Liverpool. I thought first half we had a load of chances as well, but you just have to point the finger at the team in general, and it just wasn't good enough over the two legs. And penalties are penalties, and it happens to the worst of us. It happens to the best of us, but that's football for you. It's a humbler, and you can go from here to here very quickly. But like I said, we go again next season. It's been a great season, like I said, of excellence for Liverpool. No Champions League this season, but I'm sure the Premier League and hopefully the Carabao Cup will arrive. And just on the Carabao Cup, there were a few injuries. Trent Alexander-Arnold looked like he had a serious injury as well. He went off injured. Kanate went off injured, and it just doesn't look promising. And Conor Bradley's out. Joe Gomez is out. So I'm kind of thinking who's going to play right back. So it might be a centre-back partnership of Van Dijk or Kwanzaa and Van Dijk and Endo, with one of Kwanzaa and Endo playing right back and going from looking like unstoppable in terms of players available. Liverpool are now down to the bare bones because of one game. But that was a very intense 2 games for Liverpool. And obviously when you play 3 games in a space of 6 days, you're obviously going to feel it. And they're professional athletes, but ultimately they're still human beings and need rest just like you and me. But look, guys, Liverpool out of the Champions League, whether you're a Liverpool fan, Arsenal fan, Chelsea fan, City fan, United fan, whoever you support, I'm sure you guys will let me know in the comments below. And look, Liverpool fans, chin up. We'll go again next season. And the rival fans, I know the banter will come, and I know that the jokes will come. But you know what? I'm man enough to take it. I speak with chest, and I take it with chest. I don't hide behind doors, and I will be here forefront. Liverpool are going to win the league, and this season still has a lot of success to come. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.